Okay, well, let's move on to the next case. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission filing suit against BMW and Dollar General. Put those two in the same category. But it's being alleged that both companies discriminate against African Americans. The issue here is criminal background checks, both companies apparently using them. And the EEOC says they can result in discrimination against African Americans who have higher arrest and conviction rates than whites. So, Richard, explain all of this top to bottom, the policy and the response and these background checks.
Well, the policy at the BMW plant was simply this: check and see if any of our employees have criminal histories. If they do, and the criminal history was in the past 7 years, we're not going to let them work here. If it's not within the past 7 years, we're going to allow them to continue to work. Then what happens is a new regime comes in and they say, blanket, if you have a criminal history, you have a criminal record, you can't work here. Well, 70 of the 87 employees were African Americans, so they were all terminated. Claims were made through the EEOC. They're claiming racial discrimination here. Fred, it takes one negligence lawsuit for an employer to be retaining an employee with a bad criminal history, and next thing you know, you got problems. That's what the case is about.
Okay, Avery, you're in total disagreement?
No, it isn't. Yeah, absolutely. Look, this case is predicated on a regulation that's 14 months old that the EEOC promulgated. And if you use criminal background checks to systemically discriminate against black people, and if the criminal conviction doesn't relate to the job, then it's appropriate to proceed with this prosecution. I actually think if the EEOC, if the government can show that they're doing those two things, systemically discriminating, barring minorities, and that the conviction doesn't relate to the job, I think they're going to prevail. You can't use a criminal background check to keep people from unemployed. Why would, for example, a drug possession have anything to do with being a waitress, for example? If it were embezzlement, I could understand why you wouldn't give someone.
Oh my gosh, but that seems to happen all the time.
But
criminal background checks would.
Well, it does happen all the time.
Keep someone from actually getting a job.
Yeah, whether they're violent convictions, Fred, violent felony convictions, that should be the test.